Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, GGFOREX here, and on today's video I'm going to be telling you about something I had to do which I feel like is really hard for like new traders to understand, even seasoned traders to understand, and that was the equity drawdown. Now in short, I had to lose to win. Now, let me explain. So, what I mean is when you have an equity drawdown, if you go into drawdown when your back end, so for example, I think most prop firms are balanced and equity based, right? There's very few, if not, I can't think of any. Let me know in the comment box below if you can mention any balance based drawdowns only. If you can, they are gold, okay? If you can, they're gold, so just let me know. So let's say you have 5% drawdown, which is equity or balance, whichever is higher. And let's say, for example, you're in free trades, right? And let's say across those free trades, you are floating negative 2%. Well, when it flips over, right? Let's say it flips over to, it's usually like 10 p.m. in the UK, maybe 12 p.m. UK, depending on where that broker's based and their thing. You need to check on the back end. Remember, always check this, or when it crosses over. Well, if it crosses over and you're negative 2%, I think that's what I said, yeah. You're in free trades and you're negative 2% across all free trades. Well, now the next day, the only amount you can lose, floating or balance, is 3% on a 5% daily drawdown limit. So if you're already in free trades, right? You're already in free trades and you've only got 3% to lose. Technically, you haven't broken the daily drawdown limit through the amount you lose percentage-wise, as in confirmed losses. Technically, you haven't lost the overall drawdown. You might even be in profit at this point, right? You might still be in profit. Let's say you're 3% up in profit. You're in free trades, but you've got 2% drawdown you've carried over from the night before. So now you've only got 3% to lose, technically the following day instead of 5%, but you're already in free trades. So if these free trades loses, you've lost. So in reality, if those free trade loses on the normal account, right, you go back to break even. You're up 3%, now you've lost these free trades, and now you're back to break even. You haven't lost any money. However, in the prop firm world, you have lost their rules. You have lost the account because you violated their rules because you lost more than 5%, right? And I think that is the trick. That's the thing that I feel like most traders overlook. That's what they forget to do. They sort of go, well, I'm in free trades. I got 5% to lose, so I've got 2% to play with. No. Because if you're in drawdown and you carry that over, when it flips, it's going to subtract what you're in drawdown with to the following daily amount that you can actually lose. So this is what happened to me. I had free trades open. When it flipped, I only had 2.2% of drawdown that I could use, right? And I was floating negative 1.7%, right? So I had to close those trades to secure a 1.7% loss, right? Because I didn't know those trades were going to win. I know you guys in the comments are going to be like, well, why didn't you just close one and let other two ride? Or, you know, it is one of those things of like, okay, if I close one and the other two, let's say I close one and let the other two ride. What happened if the ones I let ride loses and the ones I close win? I couldn't live with that sort of thing. So I was like, okay, across the board, if I close all three now, I'm going to lose 1.7%. That sucks. Yes, however, I'm just going to sit on my hands, wait for it to flip, and then I know tomorrow I'm going to have 5% to play with. And legit 5%, because I've got no trades open, so I'm not floating anything, right? So I feel like that's how you need to play the game, and that's the downside of prop firms, and that's why I feel like most people lose accounts. I feel like even when you're a seasoned trader and you've got funded multiple times, you can still make this mistake if you don't constantly check yourself and check every night to see, okay, what's floating, how much have I got? Because the ideal system is that each time you're in a trade and before it gets to the flip over point, you're in profit by something, right? I mean, that's never a guarantee. You can't make this happen. It's completely up to the markets. You have zero control of the outcome, which again, I feel like new traders struggle to understand, that you have no control at all of the outcome. The ideal situation is is if you have like, let's say 2% in profit across, let's say you're in free trades, just flip it on its head, right? You're in free trades, across those free trades, you're floating 2% in profit. Well, when it flips over, instead of having 5% daily drawdown, now I've got 7, right? So now you can potentially take advantage of other setups if it makes it available to you because you have that extra wiggle room. However, if it all goes south, now you're in more risk. You still only got 5% daily drawdown. Let's say you enter in 2 more trades and those go horribly wrong. For example, let's say the original winners that were 2% are now at break even. The new 2 you've added in are at, let's say, combined 1% risk loss. So now you've only got 3% wiggle room instead of being 2% up on top of what you had. So it's a constant sort of minefield of like, okay, how much wiggle room do I actually have today? How much wiggle room, like if I finish in profit, how much wiggle room I'm going to have tomorrow, right? Because then I can realize, okay, am I even going to trade tomorrow? Is this too much risk? Is there news coming out where I could potentially be spiked down into drawdown again, right? And if I am in drawdown, can I afford to carry that risk over for the next day? You know, so it's like, yes, let's say you're floating in profit and you had an extra 2% risk for that day. Is it worth taking more trades for the following day, not knowing the outcomes of the trades you're already going to be in, to sort of mitigate or limit that risk of being exposed when it flips over again? Do you want to be in drawdown and only have, let's say, 2 to 3% of daily drawdown rather than 5%? And I feel like that's the hardest thing. So prop firms with a time limit, this could be super frustrating because you might see setups that you want to take advantage of and you just can't because you're already in trades and you can't add to that limit, because we all know in trading is probabilities, right? You don't know if the trade you enter is going to win. You have an edge. Hopefully you have an edge, right? If you don't, let me know in the comment box below and I'll give you my edge, right? But you need to have a system in place that makes sense. You need to go, right, okay, I'm in 3 trades now. I have 2% wiggle room today. Doesn't mean that tomorrow I'm going to have 2% wiggle room tomorrow. It depends on the performance of my trades today before the crossover and it resets itself again. Because if I'm in a little bit of drawdown, that means tomorrow I can't trade anymore because I've gone from 5% daily drawdown to, let's say, 4% daily drawdown, but I'm in 3 trades. So now I've only got 1% wiggle room and it's a bit scary. And let's say that the following day I get back up into profit and I'm 2% floating across those trades. Well, now the next day I've got 6%. So you really do need to be on the ball. We need to be on your toes. And again, this is such a big reason of why most people fail their trading accounts, is because they don't factor in this sort of equity drawdown rule. So again, if you found this video helpful, let me know. If what I'm saying makes sense, let me know, because I feel like not many people talk about this topic. They just go, oh, you got 10% overall loss and 5% daily drawdown loss. It's like, yeah, but what systems do you have in place to combat that? What experience have you had when you're dealing with that? Like all these different things that I feel like traders really need to learn and get a grasp of and have some sort of mentorship to fight through. They're like the step-by-step process. Okay, I'm in these trades. I got this coming up. What's the next step? And then we just talk it out. Boom, 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 get it done. But yeah, so let me know if this is helpful. I love you all. I had to sacrifice 1.7% to secure myself 5% the next day to take advantage of the better trades. But yeah, let me know if you have to do that before. Love you all. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.